I gigged in Edinburgh for St. Patrick's Day. So we fly from Dublin to Edinburgh, and this Paddy's Day, a fucking snowstorm happened in Dublin and in Edinburgh. Who's on the fucking plane with us? Jedward. Right? Now, Jedward, because we've got international listeners, Jedward are like they're an Irish novelty group who have tall hair, and they're just weird twins. So, me and Chrome are sitting on the fucking plane, right? And we're 2 seats behind Jedward because we realised it. Jedward were gigging the same gig as us, so the venue had booked our flights as well. We were 2 seats behind Jedward. Now, we've no plastic bags on, so no one knows who the fuck we are. Then we look around, and a lot of the people on this plane are Jedward fans. The lads obviously maintain close contact with their fan base, and when they're doing a gig in Edinburgh or whatever, they talk to their fans and say, we're going to Edinburgh, here's the seats that I'm sitting on the plane. So all their fans, who were exclusively female, had also booked on this flight to go over and see the lads in Edinburgh. So me and Chrome are stuck in the middle of Jedward and all these girls on a plane, and nobody had a fucking clue who we were. We certainly weren't going to fucking announce ourselves. And it was amazing. It was incredible to watch. It was actually quite beautiful, because the thing is with these girls is, like, they probably would have been maybe 13 when they started to follow Jedward and become super fans. Now they're like 21, 22, 23, and they're women, you know? And I kind of had this perception, from the outside looking in, of like, you'd think that they're kind of Egypts, It's like, that's kind of fucking Jedward, what are you following them for? But it was actually really beautiful to see. It was actually this lovely, nice little kind of community thing, and all the girls knew each other, and Jedward were pure sound to all of them. Like, they knew them all by name. One girl in front of me, I was sitting in one seat, there was 2 girls in front of me, and then Jedward 3 seats up. One of them was nervous about flying, so they were all hugely supportive of each other, and the 2 lads were talking to him, and it was actually pretty nice to see. It was a very positive community, and they were just having fun, and this is what they like to do, and it was great. And one girl then, who was across the way from me, which I thought was brilliant. It's like, here's a girl, 21, 22, who has made a decision to follow Jedward to Edinburgh. And all my prejudice and preconceptions would have been like, oh, she's not right in the head, or she's must be very silly. And this girl, 2 seconds ago, she's there taking photographs with Jedward and pulling silly faces. Then, as soon as the plane kind of takes off, she whips out what was it? Jeff Buckley's biography. Starts reading that and orders a neat Jameson, pure classy. And it was fucking gas. So then anyway, we get up into the plane, and the Aer Lingus fucking air hostess, they'd turned the Irishness up to 100 as well on Paddy's Day. Aer Lingus did. So they warn us that it's going to be a bumpy fucking flight, because we're flying in a fucking Fokker with propeller wings at about 15,000 feet, so we're just above the clouds, getting battered by wind. So it was an incredibly violent flight. And oh man, when we descended in extreme turbulence, it was fucking amazing. First of all, I was overcome with a kind of a gallows humour, a Samuel Beckett style gallows humour, where there was a part of me, a deep dark part of me, that wanted to die on a plane with Jedward just for the fucking news headlines, Of course, that's quite a selfish thought, because there's other people on the plane, but this was the workings of my unconscious mind, not my conscious mind. My unconscious wanted to die on an airplane with Jedward. So I stuck in my earphones anyway as the plane was getting ready to land. Now it's shaking fucking violently. It was a very unpleasant flight. I'm used to turbulence. Turbulence is something that's alright with me. I've done it enough times. But the other people on the plane were not okay with turbulence, because turbulence is fucking terrifying. So it was shaking up and down, drinks were flying around the place, and I threw on my earphones and I listened to a song by the band Primus, and the song was called Too Many Puppies. And if you know the song Too Many Puppies by Primus, it's an incredibly loud, aggressive, heavy metal song. So this was blasting in my ear, this fucking almost like Slipknot fucking heavy metal song. The plane is shaking like mad, and I'm looking around me. There was a girl beside me just bawling, crying because of the turbulence. To the left of me, someone was blessing themselves, and then Jedward were there with their fucking spiky stupid hair, dressed identical to each other, and there's all this terror and fear all around them. And in my ears all I'm hearing is this very violent heavy metal music. And Jedward start taking out their phones and making peace signs and pulling faces and doing crazy selfies. And it was the most incredible music video that I've ever seen in my life. And it happened in reality. I was just thinking, what a perfect music video for a heavy metal song. A fucking plane going down, everyone blessing themselves and crying and drinks flying everywhere, and fucking Jedward with their spiky hair, oblivious to the pain of the world, marvelling and fucking orgasmic in the inevitable fucking death crashing into the ocean. It was beautiful. So the plane landed. Myself and Chrome kind of whispered into each other's ears like, we need to go and hang out with Jedward tonight. They're gigging the same gig. We need to fucking... Because obviously we weren't going to go up to Jedward and go, how are you getting on, lads? We're the Rubberbandits. Because I don't think the two lads would be able to handle that information with discretion. They probably would have announced it, and then that's a hellish situation for us. We just want to mind our own business and be quiet and be fucking nobodies until the bags go on. So we tried to kind of get in contact with Jedward later, but it's impossible. You can't. They travel with their ma, who's their manager, and from what the venue told me, because we went doing our gig and then we asked the people in the venue, look, can you hook us up with Jedward? Because I wanted to just, you know, we were backstage, we had a load of fucking drink, we had our own private room. It's like, bring Jedward back here, have a few cans with us. Because we wanted to sit him down and kind of talk and just go, what's the deal, lads? What is the deal? Is this an act? Or are you really this enthusiastic all the time? And we couldn't get in contact with him because you're not allowed to directly speak with Jedward, apparently. You can if you're one of the fans, but it's like if you work in the industry or you're a promoter or a venue or another artist, you do not get to directly talk with Jedward, which is beautifully strange. And you know, with all due respect, their star is in decline, you know. They're hardly as famous as they were fucking 5 years ago. And yet they still, you know, they're still going around with these Mariah Carey rules. Fair play to them. Fair play to Jedward. Long may they continue being fucking mad bastards.